Okay, this video is going to be a recap of our motions. We have different motions to move our players around and get them into certain positions so we get good matchups. So we'll start with our basic, our base formation, which would be red, right. Again, the tight end goes to the strong side. So our red right formation looks like this. First up, our H-back is going to do a lot of moving. So we signify his motions by calling him a hopper. He hops. He hops to where we want him to go. So we can call a red right, hop left. So he's going to go in motion into wherever we set him up with the places. Most plays will have him end up here in the slot. Sometimes we'll motion him out to the right where we want him in trips. So this would be red right, hop right. So in the formation, in a play call, we'll have our formation and then a motion after, which we call red, green right, hop left. So it's a green right formation, and the H-back will hop to the left into the slot. We could call a ace right, hop right. So he's going to go in motion into this slot. Or the opposite. We could say trips right, hop left. And he'll end up in the ace formation. Okay? So that's the H-back. Our fullback. He flies. He's a flyer. So when we send him in motion, he's going to fly to his position. So we could call a red right, fly left. Okay, we could send him out into the formation as a receiver. Depending on the play call, if we call a lead or an option, we want to keep him in the backfield. So if I call a strong green right, fly left, all he's going to do is do a short motion to this side, so he ends up in a weak green formation. Okay, if we want to keep him in the backfield, like if it's a lead or a sweep or a counter, but we do want to motion him to manipulate our defenders, and that's called a fly. It pertains just to the fullback. Okay. Now, our Z receiver, who's our flanker, also known as a flanker, he's going to have two different formations. Two different motions. Okay, one motion is going to send him, he's going to motion into the formation. The other motion is going to start in the formation and then do a short motion. So the first one is called a zoom. Okay? Our Z receiver zooms. So if we want to end up in a red right formation, let's say like this is the formation we want to start the play off with, but we want to send him in motion into that formation. So we're going to start him off here. We'll call red right, zoom right. So that he starts there and that he motions into red. So he's no longer there anymore. This is a zoom. We could also call it zoom to red right. So if we know we want him in the red right formation, we can say zoom to red right, and he'll get there. We could say if we wanted him in the slot, we could say zoom to slot right. So where is he in the slot right formation? He wants to be here, but before the play starts, we're going to send him in motion into the slot to end up in a slot right formation. That's a zoom. Okay, there's going to be plays where we have Z receiver and we want him to start off in a formation but end up in a slightly different alignment. So I will sometimes call a red right, zip left. Okay, a zip. Zip is a short Z motion. Okay, red right, zip left. So I want him to end up in this position. All right. We could do have him in a slot. Slot right, zip left, so that we end up with two receivers on each other. We could do a let's see, red right tight, zip right. So he goes into this formation and ends up right here. So again, the zip is just a very short Z motion. It starts off in the formation and ends up in a different alignment. Later on we'll add tight end motion, and maybe we'll throw in an X motion, but those are our motions